I'm Sarah Forgani with KINS 5 News now. A tragic story on the city's west side where 5 people were shot. A 13-year-old girl is among the wounded and both her parents were killed. Now neighbors are on edge because this is the second time within a week there is a shooting on Roslyn Avenue. Last week it involved 2 young girls, and now this latest tragedy at a house party Saturday night. Police say during that party people started to argue and a neighbor went back to her home, grabbed her family and returned to the gathering. Members of both families pulled out their guns and started shooting at each other. Police say the 13-year-old girl was shot, but she is expected to recover, and sadly both her parents died. Investigators have not released the names of those involved. KINS 5 has learned a 20-year-old was taken into custody. Just before a high school football game, a Northside District police officer shoots a woman at the district's Ferris Athletic Complex. NISD says she was acting aggressively towards that officer while she was in her vehicle in the parking lot. She then drove towards the officer in a threatening way, and that's when they say the officer shot her. She was hit once on the arm, but is expected to recover. The district said students and others attending the game were not in danger. That officer has been placed on administrative duty pending investigation. A 28-year-old's trip to a San Antonio car wash ends in murder. 2 weeks later, police are turning to you to help them solve the case. Police say Megan Renee Turner, who also went by the name Summer, was vacuuming the backseat of her SUV at the Bubble Zone car wash on North Foster Road on the northeast side on October 18th. Witnesses told police they saw 3 people get out of their car, run over to her, then start shooting multiple rounds at Megan's vehicle. Now, despite witness accounts, police say they do not have enough information on her shooters. Megan was found shot to death in the backseat of her SUV. Police are now asking the public to come forward with tips, and they're offering $5,000 and say tips are anonymous. You can call Crime Stoppers at 224-STOP if you have any information. Confederate crosses at a historic Von Army cemetery are sparking controversy. Some descendants of people who fought in the Texas Revolution say they were upset when they saw the crosses at their families' grave sites at Ruiz Herrera Cemetery. John Morse Jr. is the great-grandson of Blas Buenaventura Herrera and Sabina Herrera. He says he's offended by that marker because it does not honor his great-grandparents and called it a desecration. Herrera did serve in the Confederate Army for a short time, but he also served in the U.S. 2nd Cavalry.
Side of the marker says Deo Vindici, which means God will vindicate, which for neo-Confederates, that means that God will vindicate them for the lost cause, and the lost cause was white supremacy and slavery in the South.
We can't change our history, and we can't erase it. And so what we're doing here is we're honoring individuals for their service.
The Ruiz Herrera Cemetery is run by a board of family members, and the crosses were donated by the Sons of Confederate Veterans. On Sunday, board members voted in favor of keeping the crosses. However, they have agreed to remove the Blas Buenaventura Herrera family cross. A bittersweet day in Uvalde as the community gathered over the weekend for the groundbreaking of a new elementary school. This campus is set to replace Robb Elementary, where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed last year. The new $60 million school will have state-of-the-art security and new classrooms, but for the parents who lost a child at Robb Elementary, that day was painful.
Hard, you know, our pains are still there, as a grieving father.
And I still can't believe that this is my life, so it's extremely hard. She is a part of why this school was built. She's going to be a part of helping students with their education.
Yeah, parents say the new campus will memorialize the lives lost. A committee made up of teachers and parents will decide the school's name, and the Uvalde CISD Moving Forward Foundation hopes to start construction next month. A warning for parents about a brand of fruit puree pouches because they may contain extremely high concentrations of lead. These Wanabana apple cinnamon fruit puree pouches are sold nationally at several retailers, including Sam's Club, Amazon, and Dollar Tree. The FDA says an investigation found they may be to blame for elevated blood lead levels in some children in North Carolina. when Abana agreed to voluntarily recall the pouches. A popular Thanksgiving tradition returns to San Antonio. Operation Homecoming is letting 330 local families host an Air Force trainee for Thanksgiving dinner. Now, you will have to pick up the trainees at Lackland. You can submit a volunteer request today through November 15th, and you will have to undergo a background check to access the installation. If you'd like more info, go to KENS5.com. Right now, a check of your forecast, Paul.
All right, it's going to be a chilly day today. Temperatures topping out just mid-40s. We'll be low to mid-40s pretty much all day. Chance for some scattered showers in this evening. Pretty much the same.
That's KENS 5 News Now. I'm Sarah Fergani.